What's up, friends? I am back with Tyler Perry Sistas, Season 8, Episode 16, Choose You. Listen, Tyler, you kind of nailed it in this episode, all right? You did a little something, you and your writers, all right? Y'all did the doggone thing, all right? I can appreciate some parts of this episode. I was like, okay. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you. Oh, you know what? I have not asked y'all to please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell button so you can be updated on all the videos that I drop, okay? And also, y'all, I honestly, before I start, I am trying to get on a regimen, on a schedule to do all of these videos. I feel like I'm doing a good job, but eventually, Ready to Love is getting ready to come back on, as well as what's that other show? On like that show. Anyway, I'll be reviewing those shows as well. It's whoo, y'all. Anyway, I just wanted to say that. So the episode picks back up with Watt barging into their home, trying to throw his little peen around. Sir, please go to hell, okay? So he tells Fatima and Zach that he talked to Gary, and I just need to know who is his manager, because this dude is aggravating AF, and he is badgering them, or at least trying to, like they actually did something wrong. You just got some information and you feel like, let me go boss these people around, because it's obvious that you're not doing a great job at your job as an FBI agent, okay? So we get to the theme song. My girls will be there. Anyway, Andy is at the table still talking to Miss Marie. She's not sure she want to go back to the firm. Andy says that she's tired of fighting. Miss Marie tell her, as black women, we cannot afford to get tired of the fight. We have to do what we have to do. And we do have to work as harder as other people. It's unfortunate the fight is harder for us than everybody else, but we still have to fight, okay? So Marie tells Andy that she has to face her fears if she want to conquer those things. So I'm going to just say this. I love this talk between Marie and Andy. I would like Miss Marie to be on, as a real regular. And can we get her in a cast photo? And we can add her in the little thing, have a little cast photo with the five ladies. And we can put her in a theme song, in the, my girls will be there. We have Miss Marie doing something like this. Something, baby, because Miss Marie is that girl. All right. So, over at the airport, Danny and Tony gets another email saying the HR rep wants to meet with them in 30 minutes. All right. And in the next scene, Maurice is following Sabrina around at the BBT. Y'all know the BBT is the bank. All right. Asking her if Damani will be her baby daddy. And then Maurice asks if she was going to use Damani's sperm. And then, as he's saying that, I don't think Damani heard them, but he kind of showed up at the door because the door was open. And Maurice said he manifested a man. I was like, okay, Maurice, we not mad at that. All right. And I got a question. When did they get a conference room and a whole bunch of stairs at the BBT? I ain't never seen it. I don't know. Maybe the BBT started getting a little more busy and they started, so they did some little add-ons. I don't know, but kudos to the BBT. All right. And so Damani walks in. Maurice calls Damani Big D. And the Big D stands for DNA. All right. So I just would like Tyler to make Damani a nice guy, especially if it's a nice guy for a nice normal guy. Because as we've seen, Sabrina has not had an opportunity to have a really nice normal guy. I know people have their moments, but Rich is a certain type of B. I just don't. I want to try to like Rich, but I can't. He has no redeeming qualities with me. I mean, he's fine, tall, chocolate, bald, cute, but he don't have no redeeming qualities, okay? So, corporate and Sabrina is sitting there in her feelings. So, Damani tells her that the corporate team wants Sabrina to rep the bank in Turks and Caicos for their financial summit program. And she was just sitting there crying. And I was like, girl, forget Rich. If you don't go to Turks and Caicos and represent and do your financial thing at this summit and be great, and then you come back and you use the mighty sperm, if Rich can't be on board, then that's on Rich. That ain't got nothing to do with you. Because need I say, like I said last week, Rich did not want to have a baby at all. Now all of a sudden, because you decided you wanted to move forward in a process with another man, then he wanted to show up, but God was like, I beg to differ. So we get to Karen's house. Karen, that green dress and them unborn fetuses is sitting there on the cell phone. Must be playing Monopoly. All right, because y'all know Monopoly is the hot game that everybody playing right now. So she's probably sitting on that phone playing the Monopoly game, asking for some doggone stickers. Okay. So Miss Lisa come in with her suitcase like, hey girl, we ain't see you. I love Miss Lisa. All right. So she tells Miss Lisa that Fatima showed up at her house. She was like, hold up. You wasn't stressed out? Karen was like, no, we had a real woman chat. You know, Barbara, this is Shirley. You might be calm. I don't know how that song go, but I know it when I hear it. All right. It wasn't a Barbara and Shirley situation. It used to be a Barbara and Shirley situation. You know, it's more like a sister circle situation, you know? A Stepford wife, something. I don't know. It's one of them situations. All right. So Karen tells Miss Lisa that everything was everything and she ain't got to worry about nothing. She ain't got to go in her bag. She ain't got to get her goons to go find Fatima and her goons. They ain't got to do nothing because Karen is A-OK. All right. So Lisa says, you know, she was getting ready to call. So Karen was getting ready to call Pam. Miss Lisa took the phone from Karen and says that she'll go over to the salon and she will check on Pam. I hope Pam get busted with her legs up in the air with her nasty tray on that lady's counter. So in the next scene, Jordan and his, first of all, I used to just be a bit demure and use the words raggedy, okay? But I'm not, all right? I will not be mindful. I will not. Because Jordan, his raggedy sister and raggedy Rich is at that nasty juice joint. It ain't Jamba Juice. I can't stand it. I gotta do this review right, y'all. I'm gonna do it right. All right. So, at this rate, it's something of, okay, just hear me out, y'all. There's a part of me that kind of feels like Jordan did something. Like, I don't know why I feel like that. Like, I don't know if it was between Robin or Jordan, but I don't know, something lately has been kind of moving me more towards Jordan could have done this. But we gonna see. So Rich tells him about his sperm and the sickle cell trait. And then Penelope tried to treat Rich like he's some type of victim. And I'm glad, me, that yeah, Sabrina want his little funky kids, but you can't have them. All right, have these kids with the money. All right, point blank in a period. This is not about Rich. It was never about Rich, but all of a sudden he keep trying to make this about him in some ways. So what is still at Fatima and Zach's house? Sir, you ain't leave. You ain't on no lunch break or nothing. In the next scene, we get back to the airport. So Danny and Tony are in the office, in his office with the HR rep, and she said a complaint has been filed in regards to their inappropriate relationship. And I'm gonna tell y'all this unpopular opinion. This has been a long time coming. This should have been done. I'm glad that this was done. I'm glad that this was exposed because they was really doing a lot. If you ask me, like they was really doing a lot. So then we find out Tony's last name is Royal and King. I ain't even realized that Danny's last name was King, but I don't know. And she started talking to him. Danny is talking to Tony about his last name. You know, hey, I thought you changed. I didn't know that was your name, right in front of the HR lady, which I felt like was inappropriate. So HR Fish was like, you know, no. For me, I was like, listen to the HR Fish. You can just go ahead and give these 2-day walking papers. So Tony has been accused of showing favoritism by signing Danny up for that program after the window has been closed. And they both get the piping up. Well, they both get the piping up in line. And so the lady was like, y'all gonna be investigated. I just kind of need somebody to tell Tony that these allegations are not bogus and that the people at his job are not hating or coming for their relationship. You guys have been extremely inappropriate. You've been all up on her. Let's start with the fact that y'all screwed in your office multiple times. Not only that, you went on her at the front desk, sir. I guess y'all ain't got no cameras. And they mad because the little dude, I forget his name, that worked next to Danny Boot, he been putting it out there. It is what it is. It wouldn't be exposed if y'all wouldn't be so out in the open. Y'all way too much out in the open. The discussions y'all have when y'all angry, all of that stuff was all out in the open. I knew this was going to happen. I've been saying this. So I think when you sum up everything, and I know we all have a choice, y'all. We do. We have a choice. But let's be clear. Danny has dealt with his bad kids, the overstepping ex-wife of his. She just had a recent panic attack, partially because of him. And now you have a HR case, which that took two. It takes two to tango. But now you have an HR case thanks to him. I'm going to tell you what maybe said. Maybe. In the help. Ain't you tired, Miss Hilly? Ain't you tired? So anyway, we get back to Karen's house. She get a text from she get a call from Andy, and Andy was like, hey, can you would you like to be conferencing on a speakerphone? So Karen was like, baby, I ain't trying to be on no speakerphone. I'm about to come over to your house. And she just went over there because she got tired of being in that house cooped up. All right. So in the next scene, Rich comes to the office. Well, I think, he had left the Jamba Juice to go talk to Sabrina because Jordan did tell him to. No, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. That's my bad. At this point, Rich is a whole out here, okay? He can't handle the possibility of Sabrina wanting to have a kid for Damani. Jordan tells him to go talk to Sabrina. And then in the next scene, he gets up. Yeah, before that, he gets up to leave to go head over to the bank to go have a conversation with Sabrina. And I'm just like, you can't wait till she get off of work? Why you gotta keep showing up at this lady's job? This lady just got the job back from begging because the lady got caught up in Maurice stuff. Okay. So in the next scene, Fatima and Zach show what. Well, no, not Fatima. Just Zach shows what the suspect boy, and Fatima was like, "What are you doing?" And I was just like, "Yeah, what are you doing? Why would you do that?" Moving on. All right. So Sabrina's over at the BBT crying in the conference room, and Damani is just like, it's gonna be okay. She tells him what happened, and Damani first he gets upset because then in his mind he thinks that Rich is being selfish, but it's not that. She explains to him about Rich's sperm, and he gets concerned, but I think it's kind of fake concern because you never wanted let's be clear, you never wanted her to have a baby for Rich. You've been trying to offer up your sperm to this woman, which I still side eye you because you don't even know this woman and you want to offer up your sperm to her. Okay. So, he still, hey, you still have my sample. So, if you need to go ahead and use it or whatever. Not that, she needed his permission, but this needs to be her decision and her decision alone. Anyway, Rich shows up at the bank, automatically assume that she called Damani so she can use his sperm, when in fact that wasn't even a conversation. So what does Tyler gonna have Sabrina to do? Go to Rich and apologize. Beg him for his understanding. That be pissing me off. Like, I don't like it. Rich can go, okay? And then in come Maurice with the jokes. So she get a text from Andy. Sabrina gets a text from Andy, and she was like, okay, I have to go. Please hold this down. And Maurice looked serious because I think he thought it was really serious. And he was like, all right, so he held the BBT down for her. All right. So Fatima tells Zach, hood advice. Snitches get stitches. Okay, she didn't say that. I'm saying that. But Fatima says she know the law. You don't have to talk to them about the law. I know the law. Fatima know her stuff. And Fatima gets a text from Andy to come over. And she tells Zach, don't talk to the police about nothing. So because you ran your mouth, we got 24 hours to give this man offer up some information to this man. I can't. So Miss Lisa comes into the salon. Everybody's coming and going. They got a little lady at the front desk. She was like, where's Pam? Pam in the back. Y'all ain't see Pam going there with that man. And we see Pam and that man on that table, on camera table, doing some nasty stuff. And I was like, I'm glad she got caught. Pam, this is Pam's second. I want to point this out. This is Pam's second time getting caught with a man in Karen's salon. This is the first time in this salon. The other time was in that other salon. Not only did she do that, she left the curling iron though on. Like, Pam is not to be trusted. She's just not as trustworthy. And I need Tyler to make her character a little stronger and a lot less simple. Okay? All right? Just, So all the ladies meet up at Andy's house. They see Miss Marie. Sabrina is like, oh my God. Like, we find out that Sabrina is a big fan of Miss Marie. She has the CDs and books, and we did find out that Miss Marie is on the board of directors. That's how she know a lot about Sabrina, about the board of directors of the BBT. I was like, all right, Sabrina, your name ringing bells. Come on, Lord. So in the next scene, we get to Pernell and Robin. And he tells her that her confessional was thrown out, which it should have been. And, she was like, just saying, she can't remember. She still somehow thinks that this is her fault. And Robin kind of, hey, suggests that maybe you need to see a therapist. And then she continues to operate in this space. Like, girl, go see a therapist. We know you don't like Andy. This lady really tried to help you. I'm sorry. You're mad because you're not mad because she was with Jordan. You're really mad because Gary still wants her. He never chose you. You was just a layover. Even though Andy had been like a casualty in his mess, he still never really chose Pernell. He never really chose his wife. He never really chose, and even Andy, he never really chose her. But she was the one that he can always easily manipulate because he knows she will always take him back. So all the ladies are at Miss Marie's master class. And so she starts with Sabrina. She tells Sabrina that basically a wavering man is an unsure man. And Sabrina tells them about Richard's sperm. Everybody has, remorse about it. And they just like, oh my God. And Marie tells Sabrina, man's rejection is God's protection. And I am here for that. When I tell you, I felt like Marie was speaking to me in every scene, in every read. I felt like in some ways, I can pull something out of everything. So, except for the two baby daddies, okay? So, Karen, she gets to Karen. She tells Karen that your situation is not ideal, that you really need to just focus on the babies and building your family on your own terms. She tells her not to put her faith in these men. Just basically, don't put your faith in them. She says, so Karen was like, I have feelings for one of my baby daddy. Fatima was like, what? And she was like, girl, I'm not talking about Zach. I'm talking about Aaron. So I'm like, oh, okay, I guess you really do have feelings for him. All right. So I think Miss Marie was like, does he feel that way about you? And she was like, yeah, I think so. But he just wants me to be, he waits for me. And he's been extremely patient. I don't like Aaron. He want to play this holier than thou. He want to act like he's so much better than Zach. And I would like to remind Aaron that it was your ex-wife, your wife, that you left because she was cheating on you. And apparently you was groped up into some racist family that I think they were racist. They didn't like you from the dope. They blamed you for their wife your wife unaliving herself. Your wife's brother, your brother-in-law, tried to attack Karen. Not only that, don't you have 2 kids that the grandmothers have custody of? And we're still trying to find out who that woman was that came to that salon that day trying to fight you. So you can miss us with that. He just wants to be, he's so insecure. And that's just what I get from him. But whatever. So she starts with, she move over to Fatima. Fatima was like, well, why do we have to, and see, this what I be talking about with Fatima. She want to give everybody advice. She always want to be the big dog. Ma'am, you need to sit back and take your advice because the way you handling stuff, don't be it. All right? You are the epitome of struggle love. I'm sorry. So she was like, well, why do we have to take advice from you? You've been married 4 times. It was like her attitude and her demeanor as if I'm the one people come to. So you clearly don't have nothing for me and everything is all good. Miss, how can I say this? Your best friend that you found out about later, even though that was before you, he had an illegitimate kid. He got another woman pregnant, Karen. You pregnant. He got mother issues. His mama died. And that ain't got nothing to do with you. But he had mother issues. His mom died. You dated him when he was a bum. He came up on a quick come up. Everybody don't come up like that. But Zach just happened to come up like that. But before, you tapped into his potential. You tapped into his potential. And yeah, you gave him something different. So now you think you are the big dog. But basically, you did the same thing Karen did. You took care of him. It's just that he was able to get a return on his investment and end up taking care of you. And I get it. It sounds good, but that was a lot. Okay? I'm just throwing all of that out there, but she just knows that what she got is just gold because his stuff got to be dipped in gold. Okay? Anyway, so she tells Fatima her and Zach been through more stuff than me and all three of my husbands, plus the husband that was annulled has been through. Like, y'all like the Bonnie and Clyde of the felonies. All right? Anyway, and so she was like, so then she named, you got y'all like you like the Bonnie and Clyde or the felonies, the baby mamas. But again, Fatima has pushback. And to make sure, and she said, and another thing, you may not need my advice, but the pedestal you put Zach on, you need to make sure that he's putting you on that same pedestal. So she received it. Marie said this. She said, as black women, we are always praising black men for doing the least. And we do. And I was like, thank you, Miss Marie, for putting a whole lot of stuff into perspective for me. Y'all, when I tell y'all these shows be working, like, you just never know. Like, when you really, really watch a show, how it just sneaks up and be all up in your business. Like, you don't have to go to church to get a pastor to be in your business. You can sit down and watch it through the TV show, okay? So she says, no more struggle, love, and we need to lay it to rest because love shouldn't have to be this hard. When I tell y'all, I have been saying this for quite some time, and even I may have mentioned this in one or two of my reviews, but I always quote the love is patient scripture. Lately, I have been quoting it to remind myself what love is. What love is, okay? So then we get to Danny. And Danny was like, basically, you don't really know me like that. She told Danny panic attacks, night terrors. Danny just sat there like, how you know? Miss Marie do her homework. She is a very brilliant woman. I will say that. And she tells Danny, I commend you for doing what a lot of people won't do, and they won't go to therapy. Y'all, when I tell y'all, therapy works. She also says to Danny that she wants her to keep showing up for therapy because she's worth it and she's irreplaceable. Danny gets extremely emotional. And she tells Miss Marie, I'm rescinding that ass whooping. You ain't got a choice, okay? Because Marie politely tapped that ass on all of them, especially Andy. Maria says that it was more for me than it was for y'all. When you think you about to sit there and bless somebody, people, God, I'm sorry, I know I done said all these words. I'm sorry, y'all, forgive me. But the Lord will kind of come back and bless you in when you think you're trying to bless somebody and give somebody else something, and he'll give it right back to you. Lord. Anyway, she tells Andy, if you don't have yourself back at that firm in a week, I will drag your name through the mud, and I'm moving my account from your law firm. And this is where the episode ends. All right, y'all, this was a good one. All right. I thoroughly enjoyed tonight's episode of Sisters. All right. Thank you, Tyler. Bravo. You did good. I will see y'all in the next one.